That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. I'm always right.
What is going on, believers? Guys, we are having a moment. The crypto market continues to struggle. It's getting real ugly out there. But you know what? As long as you stabled, as long as you listened to Bleaves when he said to stable everything and make sure that you don't get wrecked, if you did that and you stabled everything, then you're not getting wrecked right now. And if that's the case, then there we go. We just beat the system, at least for a little while. So now the question is, where do we go from here? How do we make money in this market? When does it start to turn around? And to answer some of those questions, that is going to be very tough. But as you can see right here, we're trading on Ethereum at 1173 right now. Bitcoin 21,774. Again, we got to the 7 o'clock market with South Korea, and it started to pump a little bit. Then it started to dump a little bit. Then we got to the 30-minute mark, and then it's just been a dump since then. Now, Chinese market just opened up. So if the Chinese market continues to dump, which is entirely possible, if it continues to dump, then we're going to be we're going to be looking at one of those $700 Ethereums, $800 Ethereums. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we won't. It could all turn around. We're not going to have any answers in the American market tomorrow. You can see here, by the way, that the Dow Jones just absolutely bottomed out again, lost another 874 points, now down on the 5-day, down on the 1 month, down on the 6 month. Year to date, 1 year, the only place that it's up is in the 5-year, and it's not up very much in that regard. So there's going to be quite the struggle happening over the next couple of days to reconcile what is happening right here. Now, that being said, gas was 20 cents cheaper for me when I just bought it compared to when I bought it just a short while ago. So it is entirely possible that something might be turning around. So, maybe in these overnight markets, we won't see as brutal an evening as we saw in the last few nights. Maybe some of this stuff will get on a run, trade a little bit sideways for a little while. Maybe we're reaching the bottom, because remember, if you look here, every time we hit this, and this has been hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times now. I consider this hit. We've hit it 5 times. Every time we've hit this 1170 number, we have bounced up into the 1250, and we bounced up to the 1250, then we bounced up to the I don't think we hit there. Yeah, no, we did. Bounced up into 1260. Then we hit it again right here, bounce up to 1220. Now we're about to hit it again. And the question is this going to cause a bounce, and is it going to take us up here, or are we finally at the capitulation portion where we start to see that big sell-off? And I don't know the answer to that, but now that we've gotten to that point, we might just be in the middle of another run that we might see. And by the way, when I say run, we're talking about run to 1200, 1220, some ridiculous number like that. I'm not talking about it being a huge run. But let's go look at the news right now, because the big news of the day is that Tron stablecoin USDD has fallen to 97 cents. USDC has been deployed to defend the $1 parity. Now, the good thing about Tron is that Tron doesn't have a gigantic market cap. When you come over here and you search USDD, then you see that it's ranked number 65. Now, as a number 65 ranking, it has a market cap of $718 million. So they've deployed $200 million to make sure that it stays pegged. So it's back up to 99.7 right now. Seems like it's going to maintain the peg. However, here is the problem. Now that we're in this space, and now that we're looking at these kind of things, this is, and Tron is, another algorithm token, just like TERRALUNA. Now, that being the case, this is probably going to end very, 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 very badly. Tron, somebody's going to find a way to depeg it. But here's the thing. With a $5.8 billion market cap and the USDD only being 768 million, I don't think that there's much that can happen right there, because it's my understanding that Tron and the TRX network, they all have quite a bit of Bitcoin to hold that peg. So I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but it's very interesting to note that it's out there right now. And this is just another black eye in the list of black eyes that are happening in the crypto markets right now. This is just another in the long line of black eyes that we are starting to see in these markets. So you just can't make this stuff up, guys. Now, the other big one is Celsius insolvency rumors swirl after company pauses withdrawals. Nexo offers to buy the firm's assets. Now, here we have Nexo offering to buy, like they're literally offering to buy this company out immediately. Now, here is the deal. Crypto economy dropped below the 1 trillion peg as a great majority of crypto assets have lost between 10 and 25% during the last 24 hours. Meanwhile, the crypto community has been discussing the cryptocurrency lending application Celsius as rumors of insolvency have been swirling. On June 12, around 10 p.m., Celsius announced that it had paused all withdrawals, swaps, and transfers between accounts. Don't you wish you had a big loan out? Woo! Celsius pauses lending application operations. Crypto community talks about a possible insolvency and liquidation. Now, it is possible that they are screwed. So you have to go back here and look and start to look at numbers. There are rumors that Celsius may be insolvent, and speculation concerning the company's money issues started well before the company paused operations. Former CEO of the Block Crypto news publication, Mike Dudas, tweeted about the demise of Celsius the day before the firm stopped withdrawals. I'm saddened by how many people are cheering on the demise of the Celsius network, he tweeted. I, along with many others, counsel people not to put their funds with that risky business. However, many did, and a large number of retail folks look like they are soon to be wrecked. We all lose. Now, what was happening over there? So what was happening over there is it was a lending platform, and you were stabling, you were staking your crypto, and they were paying you insane interest rates. Now, what happens when you pay the insane interest rates is you have to give people back their interest rates. So all of this stuff was just eating up into their profits, which was fine, by the way, when UST was running just fine, but they got wrecked on UST and TERRALUNA first. And second, it doesn't help that Bitcoin, which was over 30,000, is now down to 22,000. So founder of CEO and Celsius, Alex Mashinsky, seemed to be offended by Duda's tweet and responded, Mike, do you even know one person who has a problem withdrawing from Celsius? Why spread FUD and misinformation? If you're paid for this, then let everyone know you're picking sides. Otherwise, our job is to fight TradeFi together. Furthermore, there's speculation that roughly 500 million of Celsius funds are locked into the Maker project protocol for leverage. Celsius Network has 17,919 Bitcoin leveraged in Maker protocol. An individual on Twitter wrote, this position faces liquidation at $22,000, 278 million DAI debt, making it the largest individual debt position on the protocol. Blockstream's Adam Back responded to the tweet and said, I'm assuming this is a DeFi Bitcoin yield strategy. Can't Celsius Network pull the DAI out of whatever yield staking it's in, then unwrap the DAI and get the wrapped Bitcoin out? Hope there's no term lockup on the DAI staking. So estimates show over $1 billion held in Celsius wallets. Crypto lender Nexo offers to purchase Celsius assets. So it looks like right here, 1.3 billion residing in Celsius wallets. So there's a whole lot of money and a whole lot of holy shit going on right now. So, guys, I don't know what to say, man. This is just another black eye. We need a third eye now because both eyes got punched with TERRALUNA, and now it's getting punched with Tron, and now we have Celsius. So, but here's the other part, right? Are we just making a big deal about this? Are we just making a big deal about this, and it's not really that big a deal? Could it be that we knew that this was going to happen and this was just the nature of the market? And there's always businesses that succeed and always businesses that fail. Like, go up and down the list here and look around, and guess what you don't see? You don't see tons and tons and tons and tons of blockchains that are going to be successful. Bitcoin will eventually have its own blockchain in that Lightning Network. Ethereum obviously is doing pretty well. After that, BNB is a layer 2 solution on the Ethereum blockchain. Cardano hasn't gotten off the ground yet. XRP is not really a blockchain. It's really a financial system. Solana is limited to breaking down on the first of every month while it's listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony and not working and having to be reset every 24 hours. Polkadot seems to be moving along fairly fine, but it is trading on market sentiment. But then we have Tron. Shiba Inu's got Shibarium coming out in a few days. Now we've got Avalanche. We got FTX, who's announcing their own blockchain. We've got Huobi, who's announcing their own blockchain. Polygon, which is a layer 2 solution on Ethereum. We have Kronos. We have Chain. We have Chainlink. We have there's Algorand. Then we have VeChain. There are so many blockchains out here that it's getting to be ridiculous. Okay. Now, one of the cool things about the DeFi space, one of the cool things that move the needle with DeFi is, guess what? We're going to have a blockchain. Now, all the blockchains won't succeed. TerraLuna 2.0 is dead, by the way. And we're going to talk about, I said I wasn't going to do it because it's not fascinating and it's stupid. But guess what? We're going to be talking about TerraLuna tonight because I am suddenly fascinated by something that happened over the last 48 hours. And guess what? If you listened to me a long while ago when we were talking about this and you did not sell your TerraLuna, then guess what? Shit's about to get nice for you. So if you still have a bag of TerraLuna, the classic, by the way, if you still have that TerraLuna Classic hanging around in your wallet somewhere, or you've got it over on station right now and it's just sitting there, then it's going to get crazy for you pretty soon. It's going to take a little while, but it's going to get crazy for you. So, but back to this. Everybody can't have a blockchain because if everybody's got a blockchain, then blockchains are no longer special. And if that's the case, who gives a shit? I hope that makes sense. I mean, I hope I'm not like I know I'm spouting off right now, but the whole idea is if nobody has a blockchain, or if everybody has a blockchain, then what's the use of you having your own blockchain? So there's got to be a shakeout. Terra was one of the first shakeouts, and we'll see if they recover. But maybe Tron's going to be the next shakeout. It's trading for 6 cents a share. It's got a $5.8 billion market cap. That could be absorbed in all of these other tokens, and the market becomes healthier for it. If Celsius disappears, then there's another lending app that's going to pop up, and the market's going to be healthier for it. This is competition. Some survive, some don't survive. The people who are in there, who are making bad investment decisions, could get wrecked. You don't want to see anybody get wrecked. You want to see everybody take profit and make money. But guess what? We're not all cut out for wealth. We're not all cut out for making money. So maybe, just maybe, look, here's how I can tell you that not everybody is cut out for wealth, right? Bitcoin's down 16% today. Ethereum is down 15% today. If you had emptied your wallet a week ago, 7 days ago, if you emptied your wallet 7 days ago, even if you were down on Bitcoin, even if you bought at the top, if you had gotten out and you bought back in at the low right now, you're going to be in a better position. Same thing with Ethereum. It's down 36%, no matter what it was 7 days ago, which is what I did. If you got out 7 days ago and you're just sitting here and stable, it's down 36.5%. Doesn't matter what you bought it at. The issue of where you bought it is irrelevant. The issue of where it is now is what's relevant. You will have skipped 36% of the loss. So it doesn't matter if you bought it at 2,500 and it went down to 1,800 and then you stabled it at 1,800 and now it's at 1,100. you have an opportunity to have you saved yourself $700 of loss by selling at 1,800, and now you're able to buy back in at 1,100 or 1,200 or maybe even 900, wherever it goes. You're going to be in a better position than if you had done nothing. And guess what? There's a bunch of people out there that have done nothing and are down 36.5% or 30.2%, or they're not managing this thing properly and they're taking too much risk and losing too much. So think about that, guys. Think about that. The only place that I have stuff sitting right now are in meme coins, because you never know, one of them's going to pop at some point. So one pops off, then ta-da. But these things out here, if you get nestled in at this 36% lower volume, if you get in this better position down here, then these things are going to run. They're going to run hard. It's just a matter of when. Now, another thing to point out, Binance resumes Bitcoin withdrawals after pause. CEO CZ attributed the issue to a stuck transaction and promised a quick fix. The problem was due to a stuck transaction causing a backlog. It was originally expected to be fixed in about 30 minutes, according to the tweet at 12 UTC. Minutes later, however, he said the issue was going to take a bit longer to resolve. The Binance chief said the funds are SAFU, referring to Secured Asset Fund for Users, emergency insurance fund that his exchange established 4 years ago. He further explained that the issue was only impacting the Bitcoin network and the BEP20. Bitcoin remained available to withdraw on other networks like BEP20. The Binance withdrawal clause comes close to the heels of crypto lending network Celsius announcing Sunday night it was suspending withdrawals. So there was a little bit of a what is going on here that made people kind of freak out a little bit. You can see that in the Asian markets, but seems to be fixed right now. Seems that they're back to trading like normal. But guess what? Binance is not helping the market. Remember, this guy right here is the guy that goes on Twitter and talks shit to everybody. Talks shit to Russ and Saitama. Talks shit to every single person that he doesn't like. And then guess what he does? Something in his network just kind of screwed up Bitcoin. But it's okay, because it's Binance and it's CZ, and Hex is not listed in the top 10. You know what I mean? They're listed at number 201 because that's the way it works, right? Guys, Binance, they're dog shit like everybody else. Now, the other thing is, and this is an important article, and I've been sitting on this one for like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and I see it every day, and I just kind of ignore it. But now it's starting to get to the point where the Metaverse is struggling to hold on to users. Sports could fix that. So sports may offer the next great opportunity for the Metaverse to create a deeper relationship with audiences. And then I thought, like, because I do this crazy shit every once in a while, like I look at these things and I think, like, there's got to be some kind of something or other that we can do, right? So I think what we need is we need a network. We need a network, a Metaverse. We need to be able to create a Bleaves character that's an athlete. We need to be able to create a Cajun character, a Forsaken, a Newton James, a Rob Cohen. We need to be able to create a Crypto Surfer character in the Metaverse that's an athlete. And we, by virtue of doing stuff in the Metaverse, can build and shape our athlete. And then we can play all kinds of different games. Like, what if I like football? So, you everything you do in the Metaverse is based on strength or quickness, or you want to play basketball. So whatever you train in order to grow height. I love Ali G. But you can create your character, and then you can make your character better in the Metaverse, and hop it between metaverses. But you create a character, and it's a persistent character. Decentraland is one of the places where they're really talking about sports games, by the way. And this article does cover that. And it goes on to say somewhere down here, Decentraland and sports. Decentraland, which is building a metaverse on the Ethereum blockchain, is also developing a virtual sports infrastructure. It recently announced that the Spanish sports platform Stadio Plus will manage NFT sports content in Vegas City, one of Decentraland's largest districts focused on entertainment. And that's going to be a pretty cool thing to entice people to come in. But I mean, let's face it, like Like, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm not playing football, if I'm not playing basketball, who gives a shit? Like, what? Like, now, mind you, when I get off here, sometimes I will go over and I will get on the Oculus Rift and I will start playing a baseball game because I'll take a baseball game too. So there's plenty of different games, plenty of different sports that you can play. Like, I don't even care if it's bowling. Like, it doesn't really matter. The fact that it's sports and the fact that it's a place where you can go in order to play some games would be kind of cool. And the fact that you could like develop a character, buy NFTs, create something better, makes it more desirable. But here's the other problem. When I said buy NFTs, they're not recognizing in here that, see, this is how the metaverse could be a game changer for NFTs, blah, 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 blah. Guess what? Nobody gives a shit about NFTs. NFTs are that's a crypto thing. So listen, you have a whole bunch of people that are out there playing Madden 22. You have a whole bunch of people out there playing NBA Live 22 or in NBA 2K2 to whatever year it is, whatever it's doing right now. You have all these people who are playing these games, and guess what? They don't know shit about NFTs. But if you go look at the game, then you have a store where you buy stuff, and they don't care about it being an NFT. But it is an NFT by proxy because it's something that you buy in the game that gives you a bonus or that you can use in the game that other people can't use. Other people can buy a copy of one, but there could or could not be a select amount of them based on rarity. So the NFT concept is already in these games. People just have to shut up about saying NFT, because when you say NFT, you are turning off the normal user to video games. They don't care what the name of it is. They just want to be able to log in, go to the market, buy whatever it is that they need, and then boom. And if they have to have a crypto wallet, and just part of the launching of it is to just like auto fill out your crypto wallet, fine. Like, if that's the thing, then perfect. You've made something work. It's working perfectly. You don't have to talk to anybody about here's my NFT in my wallet, because people don't care about that. And that's the hard part for people to accept a lot of times, because this people really want NFTs to be a thing, and they desire and they crave all of these. They want you to feel it. They want it to be just like there. You know what I mean? Like they just want you to. They want you to know that they have an NFT. They want you to see it in their wallet. But guys, I'll ask you to do this. Go look at your wallet right now. Go look at your NFT section of your wallet and see how many bullshit NFTs you have. Because I don't know how many you have, but I've blocked 20 in the last couple of days. And if I go look at my crypto wallet right now, and I look at NFTs, I have one. Now, by the way, I got a list of NFTs from Bored Ape Dojo Club, and they sent me 1, 2, 3, 4. They sent me 5, and then they withdrew them. They like all sent them back or something. I have no idea what happened. But I bought Cyborgs. I bought a Starlink Pixel Knots. I bought 3 WAGMI NFTs. But guess what? After blocking a whole bunch, I've got Goblins Town. I've got Top Cat Club. I've got Permies NFT. I've got the Mirrors Origin. I've got the Knights of some fucking thing or other. The Knights of Chain Alpha. I've got Real Elite NFT I've got the Red Elite NFT apes. I've got the Open Sea collection of cats. I've got Meowximus. I've got my Ethereum name service NFT, because if you use the ENS Ethereum name service, then they give you an NFT. And then I have Crane's Origin, which I don't even know what that is. Then I have the 4 Bored Ape ones, and I haven't hidden all these, by the way. And then I have the Blue Fear City by Stephen Bliss. And I think that people are just giving out copies of it because you can do it, because almost all of these are on the Matic network. And I just assume they're all like scams. And I block them when I get them. But like, that was yesterday. Like yesterday I did all that. And today, guess what? Holy shit, I got a whole bunch of them. So, I mean, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me a break. So now we're bleeding again on Ethereum. We're down to 1156 right now. Continuing to see some red in the market. But I mean, I just assume that all of it is. But the point is, I don't need to know about these NFTs. And none of these NFTs do anything for me, by the way. Listen, the only one that really is going to help me, Cyborgs. I bought the Cyborgs because Mandox, Cryptobolics started talking to me about it. And I said, you know what? I'll throw in and I'll buy one. I'll support these guys. So I threw in, I try to support Mandox. And like, I've never talked about Mandox. I have no affiliation, no relationship with these guys. I have no idea what it even does. I just bought one to be supportive for these guys. And then I bought 3 WAGMI NFTs. And then I have a couple of other NFTs that are just random that I have in other wallets. But that's it. And now I have just tons of them. And a matter of fact, the 10 or so that I blocked yesterday, those were just ads. They weren't even actual NFTs. They were like an ad saying, if you want more, then go to OpenSea or something like that. So now, because Matic is open source and it's cheap and it's easy and you can send out hundreds of them for $1, now they're just spamming people with NFTs. And I don't know what the smart contract code is on the NFTs. I'm not sure that they are or are not actual scams. They might just be ads, but still, like, I didn't ask for it. So why are you sending it to me? You know what I mean? I know that I get them because people want me to say something about them. Well, I just said something about them and I don't really appreciate it. So just block them. But anyway, all right, so we're down to 1148. We held for a long time at 1170 and had big bounces going on. So now we've reached that, maybe this is the capitulation portion. How far down does this go before that Asian market says, wow, it's time to start buying? Because it really kind of looks like, I don't know what's going on. By the way, I did not look up a lot on the Asian market to know what was going on. So if they're having a massive sell-off and there's a sell down for some reason, I don't know what that reason is. If something happened in China, I have no idea. But I do know that the Dow is down way big. And then the Dow overnight, pre-market trading has the Dow up 141. So it looks like it's going to pump in the morning. And people might notice that in the overseas market, and we might get a pump back on Bitcoin and Ethereum. That capitulation might take a little bit more time to get to wherever we're trying to get to. But Crow's down to 11 cents, so that's good. So, whoo. Now, what about you guys? Let's get in chat a little bit here. What's going on, Jason? Deadwood, Bobby, what is going on? Captain, how's it going? Enjoyable, what's going on? Crypto Surfer, how's it going? Jalzamora? Jalzamora. I hope I said that right. What's going on? Forsaken Newton, Rob, Tennessee. What is happening, everybody? Zing, what's going on? Ryan Lee. I don't care about NFTs either from the purpose of for the purpose of art. And there is places for it as art, but I do care about it if it's going to make me money, because if you take a Shiba Army NFT and you take a Doge Army NFT and you stake those together, then they reward you with Ethereum and Shiba Doge, and you also are going to get a free Shiba Doge Army NFT. So the Shiba Doge NFTs actually have a purpose. BTFA are stakeable, so they have a purpose. There's plenty of cryptos that have stakeable NFTs and NFTs that have a purpose. but we're really just at the we're at the dawning age. An NFT is, here's what I don't understand. Like, why is our license not an NFT at this point? Like, why is the title for our car not an NFT at this point? Like, let's stop cutting trees down and let's just start making. You may not even call it a crypto wallet. You just call it a secure personal wallet. Like, it's on the ERC20 blockchain or something like that. Just or a loop ring wallet, which a loop ring I think does ERC720 and then Polygon, and then a couple of other different rings. So you can do it on Polygon with a loop ring, and then you can have your driver's license in a wallet. You can have the title of your car in a wallet. You can have your insurance card in a wallet. You can have your social security card in a wallet. All of those different things that you need that you have to have a copy of, or you have the availability to show a copy. Like, you can have it in a wallet, and you don't need it anymore. Now it's with you. It's just it's in your phone. And if you don't have your phone, then you got it on paper. You know what I mean? Like, you still can have it on paper. So, like, it's just kind of crazy. The deed to your house is an NFT, and doesn't really cost. It's not going to cost a whole bunch more to make these things happen. Your voter ID. Oh, unless she's a Trump supporter, then your NFT has to be tattooed on your forehead, or whatever shit you guys say. But you can have all kinds of different things that you can use that crypto wallet for with NFTs. You can start speeding up the process. Now, the problem is speeding up the process is not what the government is ever good at and what they're going to ever do. So you might never see that happen. But the point is, it could happen. By the way, I hope you guys know that it's gonna bounce. Yeah, let's go Trump. Trump's not the problem. I don't think Trump is a smart guy, but I think he's a businessman and he'll do business stuff. I don't have a problem with Trump. It's the fact that he gets dummies and that you have this low-hanging fruit that follows. Not everybody. I mean, there's plenty of conservative, average American citizens who are just conservative and they like Republicans. And it doesn't matter if Republicans are contradictory to what they say. It doesn't matter if a Democrat's contradictory to what they say. You find principles that you like and you follow the people that have those principles. Trump's not a good example of a man or a person with principles, but guess what? You can have a list of things that he did that's great, that people might argue with you about, but you know what? He still did them. So, I mean, you can't hate the guy. I mean, you can hate the guy because you don't like him because he said because he made a joke about somebody that you think should be protected because they're on the endangered species list or something like that. I mean, it's there's crazy reasons that people just don't like the guy, but who cares? Like the only thing that matters really is you. What are your principles? What do you believe? And just follow your principles, follow your beliefs. Don't worry about somebody else's. The election wasn't stolen. He just didn't get enough votes. And he didn't get enough votes, not because he wasn't doing a job, but because he was a polarizing figure who didn't respect over half of America. His problem is he's an asshole. And he didn't show enough respect to the people who, if he just showed them respect, would have said, you know what? He's an asshole, but he's our asshole. He turned it into a fight, and he lost that fight. So that's on him. But the point is, I mean, listen, all I know is this. Gas was way lower back then. Taxes seemed lower. Income seemed to be going up. Things didn't seem to be as bad. So, you have to look at it and you have to pay attention to what's really going on. And, Joe Biden has probably done a bunch of really good things because there's a lot of equality that wasn't there. I did see a list of amazing things that he's done for minority communities, but, minority communities are very important in society, but they have to be integrated into a society. And what is he doing for the entire society? And I don't think that that's enough. So, Buying Volt migration months ago after the migration at all-time high, and now do not care about that back for sure. You know, this is 19,000 maybe. And I'm at, at this point I'm guessing. Like here's what we have to here's what we have to see, right? There's one more level. There's one more level to go right now. And that level is just a full-on capitulation so that institutional money can get back into the market at the lowest possible price. Going back, the market held up to 29,000 last time, but this has been just an absolute barrage of sell-off and downward motion. Bitcoin, in the history of Bitcoin, we've never seen anything like this, like what's happening right now. We've never seen. So we're in, this is new territory right now. So, just be very nervous. Be very, very, very nervous right now. And I don't know how low it goes. 19,000 seems to be the number that people are saying. I think somebody said 19,500 or 19,850 or something, something like that. And then when it gets there, then it starts pumping, but it doesn't have a reason yet to pump, other than everything that's in the news. Like there's nothing bad happening with Bitcoin. Like this is, it's not, some of it's institutional, not necessarily coordinated FUD, and not necessarily a coordinated campaign. It's just, guys, the world is very nervous right now, and we don't know where things are going to go. So it is on the 200 MA kissing at the moment. It is not new territory. There's always a maxi. No, it's not new territory, but it's new territory because guess what? Bitcoin has never gone down this many days in a row, this many weeks in a row, this much in a row. It never has. Even if you feel like it has, it hasn't. Not mathematically. So, yes, you're kind of sort of right in the 200 MA, but no, it's been worse. Yeah, I mean, if you are in it and you're seeing these prices, then this is a great opportunity. Like this is one of those moments where, things are going to get way better. Like at some point, the switch is going to turn and this whole market's just going to go just crazy. It'll just go out of its mind and we're all going to be rewarded for it. And we're going to be, you got to think about this. Just being back to like 3,000 or 3,500 is life-changing for a lot of people at this point. Just getting anybody who gets in at these low prices right now, especially if you get a big bag of some of this stuff. And again, if you bought at 1,200, you're good to go. If you bought at 1,150, you're good to go. Like at some point, this thing turns around, and once that quote unquote capitulation moment really hits, where we've hit that bottom and there's a reason for the markets to get back in, then the markets are going to get back in and it's going to go absolutely crazy. Now, we need gas prices got to lower. Housing costs seem to be coming down. I think that we're starting to see the housing market can't support because, if you can't borrow money, if you're having trouble borrowing money, or if you just can't keep up with it, then the market is not great. I think, and not to rail on politics right now, but it was a gross oversight by the Biden administration to not pay attention to where the economy actually is. They thought that once they gave away some of that stimulus money, that this was just going to be, the economy was just going to be on steroids. And you know what? Unemployment is lower than when Donald Trump was in office. That's a fact. Unemployment is lower. There are certain facts that this economy is better. There's more oil being produced in the Biden administration in the United States than during the Trump administration. So there are reasons that things are marginally better on some of these little statistics. But what they didn't consider was that gas was going to be $5 a barrel, or gas was going to be $5 a gallon. What they didn't consider is that we were going to run out of baby formula. Now, it might even be true that the reason that we ran out of baby formula is because the Trump administration changed NAFTA and renegotiated with Canada. And one of the precepts for Canada was to stop Canada from sending baby formula because America wanted to produce its own baby formula. Fair enough, but guess what? We didn't produce enough because we were in the middle of a pandemic and we did not convert. We didn't get all that stuff ready. So, we dropped the ball on that one. And so, those little things just end up kind of just weighing on the entire economy and take it to these lows. And, what you've got right now is here's something that was just incredible. I swear to you, I've never seen anything like this. Tyson Foods, the CEO of Tyson Foods literally said, "We are asking you to help us pay for this inflation." And I think that he was pointing out this thing because he was saying, listen, olive branch to the consumers, like, guys, we know that things are bad. We know that it's not great. We know that things are just not going very well. But help us with this inflation, right? Well, then somebody pointed out Tyson Foods during the first part of 2022, they had record profits. Now, here's the question. How do you have record profits in the food industry? How do you have a record profit in the food industry while you're asking people to help you with the inflation numbers? So, same with oil. To hear the oil company tell you, oh shit, we can't get this oil refined because things just be difficult, yo. We just can't seem to find enough. We can't get it all working. We got to fix everything. We got to do all these little things, right? Well, guess what? Their profits are at record high. And by the way, oil profits right now are at all-time, not just record highs. These are at all-time highs in insane amounts. Like there's just a level of craziness that's going on. Matter of fact, the war in Ukraine, the southern part of Ukraine is harvesting their wheat, and they have set up a supply line that's heading into other countries so that they can sell the wheat that they make without the Russians being involved. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with monkeypox. That's kind of I'm not sure how that one plays out. I don't know if I don't know how big a thing that is or is not. So, by the way, I think that breaking that 70 right now that we just broke 1170. I think since we broke that we're probably due on Ethereum to fall quite a bit. Like I think that meant that we're going down to somewhere in the 900 level or something like that. I mean, anything can happen. In the next few minutes, India could wake up and be like, we want to buy crypto, and they could just buy the shit out of it. And the Chinese could be like, wait a minute, we didn't mean to sell. And then they can, you know what I mean? Like it can stop on a dime and start going for a little while, but we still have to achieve that full capitulation in order for the market to just start to give us that feeling and to start just revving for us. So, remember that. There it is, man. Scared money doesn't make money. Inflation affects the dollar. Yeah, sure. It affects the dollar greatly, and it affects our ability to make purchases for any and almost everything. Like, it's insane how much things are costing. But you have to remember, think about this stuff. If you're paying $10 for a cheeseburger right now, it would be fair to say that you're paying $10 for a cheeseburger, but that company that's making the cheeseburger or supplying you with the cheeseburger, if their profits were 100 million 2 years ago and it's 100 million today, fine. But if it's 100 million 2 years ago and it's 500 million today, they are screwing you over actively. You are being screwed over by these people. They are screwing you over. The haves are taking from the have-nots. Like that's what's, but that's what we keep finding out. That's what's happening. And you don't have to go far to just look at the record profits. And there are shortages. There's legitimate reasons that supply lines are in bad shape, from lockdowns in other countries, because of imports and stuff like that. So there's all kinds of different crazy things. But well, here we make enough oil. The United States manufactures on its own enough oil to supply the United States with everything that it needs in order to refine. We don't need to send oil anywhere. But guess what? We're selling it on the open market because that's what you do, is sell it on the open market. And we're selling it at whatever the big markup is. And we're selling it overseas. We're selling it wherever we are, or we're selling it to each other. And by the way, when I tell you that, I am telling you that Chevron, if they get oil, they sell it to a BP refinery. BP sells theirs to a Chevron, and it goes back and forth. All of these companies are selling the oil to each other through their refineries in order to maximize their profit. That's why they're making record profits. They're not doing anything to help you. What they're doing is they are helping you if you're an investor, but the amount that you're going to make off of that is nominal compared to, if you're a millionaire, you're going to continue to be a millionaire all your life, because that's exactly what's happening. Jeff, I live down the street from a refinery. I literally live 2 miles away from the biggest refinery in the Midwest, the BP oil refinery. It's in Whiting, and that's right down the street from me. And you know what happens? What happens is this: the oil gets sold from other companies and they sell it to the BP refinery. Well, they sell it to BP, then BP sells it to the refinery, and they add extra layers. And they used to not add those extra layers. Now they're adding these extra layers and padding their numbers. And there's record profits. Yeah, it doesn't matter who changed it. I wasn't here to blame Obama. I don't give a shit about Obama. I don't like him either. I don't like any of these guys. But all of these people are making it easier for people to take from you. They are making it easier for people to screw you over and to take the money from you to give it to the people at the top. They just continue to do that. And it wasn't, by the way, it wasn't Obama, by the way, that changed the oil market. It was Ronald Reagan who originally changed it to create a bigger dissociation between refineries and the oil markets. And then it was helped along by George Bush. Then it was helped along by Bill Clinton. Like, everybody is complicit in this whole thing. What's going on, Dallas? Oh, you know what? By the way, this right here. Hold on. Matter of fact, I saw something that was incredible. This was incredible. Japan is putting underwater turbines around around Japan, and when the ocean current turns them, they generate energy. and that energy is brought up into Japan so that Japan doesn't have to buy energy from other people. That's the most crazy innovative thing that I've seen in a long time. Like they have underwater farms, turbine farms. So when the ocean starts, and the ocean is constantly has undertow currents and underwater currents, and those currents are moving these things and creating energy. And this is a brand new concept for them. But they're turning these turbines, creating energy, thereby helping to power the island. And their whole idea here is that this turbine system is going to help them reduce their energy costs almost down to zero. And they're the type of company, they're the type of things that's doing some kind of weird stuff to make it work. They're using turbines underwater so that the ocean's currents. Now, here's the question: do those things have oil in them? Do those things have chemicals in them? Do those things like at some point going through those things? I don't know how fast they spin or anything like that. I mean, if they're just these kind of turbines over here, then I don't imagine that they're like plowing through fish, but because I don't think they'll be going that fast. But I mean, it's entirely possible that these things start going really fast and they're just like chewing through fish, and that's going to be the side effect. Yeah, we're still all going to die. But listen, let's all die with big fat crypto wallets. Let's just be rich as fuck. And then we'll buy an island to get away to. But I think this right here, this is the turbine system. This is the whole system right here. This is a deep ocean turbine trial, offers hope for phasing out fossil fuels for at least for them. You can see the big turbines down here at the back that like they're just hoping that it generates enough energy, like right here, with a mooring line. These things are going to be floating underwater off of Japan and generating electricity, and hopefully generating enough electricity that they don't need to use fossil fuels anymore. And it's radical and it's crazy, and we'll see if it works. And by the way, if that were to work, let's just say that it immediately worked, like right away, then guess what? That reduces energy consumption, that reduces demand for oil, that reduces immediately the price of oil. Everything that we do when we're creating some kind of sustainable, I don't know, through solar energy, wind energy, aquatic, anything that we do that reduces the demand for oil reduces the price and pushes prices down. And we could use all of that right now. Yeah. So I think, Rip, that what we'll end up finding out is that does have that does this. We're not allowed to say yet. Oh, there we go. We're at 21K. We have hit 21K Bitcoin. So now the question is, this is the number that we've been looking at for a long period of time. This is the number that we've been told for a long period of time is going to be that bottom. Is it the bottom, or are we going lower? Now it feels like we're going lower. It really does feel like that this is going to end up. Here you can see right here, we're at 71, a negative 71, negative 67. Like we can't go down much more on oversold. Like there's got to be some relief where it starts pushing upwards at some point. But I mean, maybe not. Because we just went from 20, we just blew through 21 and we're down to 20,009. And we're about to hit 20,008. And the Indian market is opening up right now. So we're going to see what happens in the next few minutes. I mean, this thing could continue to go and continue to just go down and keep going down and keep going down. What's going on, crypto family? How you doing tonight, man? I don't think it's going to be that bad. I mean, it could be. I mean, you really never know. You really never know where it's going to be. You think we bottom, that we are going to skyrocket in a reversal, or is just going to be persistent to new all-time? So I would have told you a month ago, if we hit 21K and 1,200 Ethereum, then we were due for a bounce. But historically, we have either 83, 84, 85%. And that means a 7K Bitcoin and like 400 or something like that ETH, something like that. Like there's maybe 700 ETH and 9,000 Bitcoin. Like there's a number that, like, there is a real number that, hold on, I'll tell you what it is. $750 ETH and 14,000 Bitcoin. So we'll see. You too, man. I just don't have any respect for the oil, like for the oil industry, for the listen. I know that you have to make a lot of profit in the oil industry because you have to be able to keep going out and producing and refining and creating more and looking for more. So I know that it takes a lot of money, but to have record profits when the entire world is struggling doesn't sit well with me. Like for any company, and like Tyson Foods having record profits while telling everybody, well, you just got to deal with inflation. You can't have record profits if you're not struggling. You know what I mean? And oil having just record profits, like they should always probably continue to have record profits, I think. But it's just difficult, you know. Like it doesn't sit well with me at all that's where we are. All right, so it looks like Bitcoin is losing 20,800 too. We saw a big green candle over here, gave us a buy sentiment, told us that something good was about to happen, and then it all got sold back down. So there's still bulls out there. They're just getting drowned out at this point by all of the sell-off. And people are nervous. People are afraid right now. People do not want to get wrecked, and so we're going to hit a bottom. When we hit a bottom, we're going to start bouncing. We're going to start bouncing our way up. Mine, in fact, went from 549 down to 524. So mine was down a quarter in the last couple of days. So and I'm probably, because I'm trying to be bullish on the market as a whole. So maybe I'm overreacting to that positive sentiment, and saying for myself that, maybe this is a good sign, maybe something like that. Maybe it's, maybe it's a great thing that's happening. So I don't know for sure, but the fact that the gas price did go down like it did in the last couple of days. By the way, because I'm by a refinery, I get the cheaper price before you do. So seeing that happen, hopefully that happens around, because that's a 5% dump on price in a short period of time. Hopefully that transfers to everybody and we get a little reduction, and then maybe we can get a little bit more reduction, a little bit more reduction, a little bit more reduction. If we do that, then we're going to start to see maybe a better economy. And, people, listen, we are the world's richest nation. We are not poor in any way. So it is a matter of time. It is a matter of time before this market just erupts and goes crazy. Now, I did hear something, by the way, last night that in 2 weeks, Russia is probably looking for ways to exit Ukraine and just say, you know what, we don't like you guys and we don't want it anyway. So it's possible that things could change. And I mean, when the Ukraine conflict stops, and when we can address Russia and we can start getting that Russia oil moving back through everywhere again, when we can work through this whole process, then something positive will start to happen. We'll start to see it in the market. And because we are in the investment market, we'll see it before we actually feel it in the markets or in our daily lives. We'll see it in the markets, but we're just not there yet. Tomorrow morning, we're going to see a move upwards. Now, here's the other thing. If the Fed meets tomorrow and Wednesday and we don't get a rumor of 75 BPS and we get a rumor that they're going to stick with 0.5 with the 50 BPS, then this market is actually going to start moving upwards again, because that's what people are scared of right now. So there's not really a plan for that. That's just opportunism. And by the way, you should be offended by you should be offended by anybody who's trying to strip away any of your rights. And you know what? Here's something that, like, I'm not I'm in favor of the Second Amendment as it is. And here's what I don't understand. What's the difference between what the United States determines is an assault weapon and just a regular rifle, other than one looks meaner? I don't think that I don't think that there's a difference. I think it's isn't that kind of crazy? I mean, if we want to provide protection for people, provide protection for people. If you want to prevent people from doing certain things, provide the resources so that people with high cap mag ban. Donald Trump did that a couple years ago. Like, that's that. I mean, I guess, if you tell me I can only have 12 bullets, then I say this. Where does it say in the Constitution that I only have 12 bullets? And if you can say, well, it's reasonably implied by the virtue of the guns that we have at that time, that was the cap on it, or that there was a reasonable cap, and you can get a bunch of Supreme Court justices to agree on that, then I will begrudgingly agree to that, but I don't agree to it. I don't like the fact. I can accept it because that's how the law works. We're in a constitutional republic. That's the way the law works. So I'll accept it, but like, how many bullets I have in my gun is not going to end well. We're not saving people. Look, we have police in order to do stuff, and we start arguing that we got to get rid of the police at one point. The police are the ones that come in and to save in a situation like what happened in Uvalde. The police are supposed to be there in order to save. And guess what? The police, they didn't go in. They stayed outside. They let a bunch of bad stuff happen, waiting, because they didn't know what was going on the inside. They didn't rush in, and that probably cost some lives. Reasonably speaking, it probably cost some lives. But it's there's this balance that we have in our society, and that balance is becoming very self-serving right now. We gotta have we got to have a discussion. We have to have a real discussion on our values, and we have to have a real discussion on the constitutional values that we all as a nation are supposed to be trying to uphold. But I mean, to me, this is a no-brainer. Anybody who's telling you that their free speech is impeded because they can't say crazy shit on Twitter, that to me is an idiot. Because Twitter is not free speech. Twitter is an amplifier. Twitter is an amplifier. But if you can still walk outside of your house and you can still walk down the street and say whatever you want to whomever it is that you want within the confines of the Supreme Court, then your freedom of speech is not impinged upon. If you can do it, you can't do it on Facebook either, because that's another amplifier. You can't do it on Instagram. That's another amplifier. If somebody lets you do it, it doesn't matter. That's an amplifier amplifying your speech. Your speech, which you still have, is not impinged upon. Same thing with the Second Amendment. Like, we should be defending the Constitution. We should be defending the values of our society. And before we can do that, we're going to have to go back and we're going to have to decide what our values really are as a society. However, here's the thing. If all of us got rich as hell because of cryptocurrency and we all became the millionaires that do all of this stuff now, if we became those peoples, then guess what? Our values become the values of the society, because then we start telling the politicians what they should be doing with our money and our votes and our influence on society. So you know what? It's on us to make a better society. So hope y'all are with me. Anyway, it's time for me to go walk my dog. He is laying there staring at me right now. So hope you guys have a good night. If I got too political, If I didn't get political enough, If you like Donald Trump, If you like Joe Biden, I still don't care, because they're all idiots. You know what I'm saying? They're all idiots. And I can't run for office because I'd be corrupt too. At some point, we're all going to be corrupted if we run for office. That's the problem with politics. And anybody who's not corrupt, like, let's just by the way, there are people who are not corrupted. AOC, she's corrupt. Ilhan Omar, she's not corrupted. She's just an extremist. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not corrupted. She's just an extremist. Lauren Boebert is not corrupted. She's just an idiot. Dan Crenshaw, who I thought was a great guy, he's corrupt. Rand Paul is not corrupted. He's just a weirdo. He's just a weirdo. Okay. No, she's not. Okay, fine. She's not. She's just a middle school graduate. She must be a genius. Okay. But God damn it. Look, if you went into your high school as a freshman and said, you know what, my learnings is going to stop right here because I think I knows everything I need to knows. No. I'm going to go walk my dog. All right, guys, this is not financial advice. My name's Bleaves. I'm always right, and she is an idiot. And I don't care about that either, man. I don't care about that either. Good night, guys.